So, I just saw Good Burger 2. Let's talk about it. So, full disclosure, I wasn't planning on doing a review of this movie, but I am a huge fan of Good Burger 1. It is honestly a classic, especially like a 90s kids classic. If you've never seen it, even if you're an adult, watch it. It's actually still funny. It still holds up. I watched it a couple of weeks ago, and I was still like, this is actually hilarious. Like, it actually has really good humor, and just the acting is pretty good, especially for being a kids movie. And yeah, it's great. I'm pretty sure it's on Paramount Plus as well. So I would definitely recommend watching this. The sequel, though, Good Burger 2, not so much. I really was hoping it was going to be way better than it was. Like, I understand it's a sequel. It probably wasn't going to meet the expectations of the first one or meet that same level of greatness as the first one. But it definitely can happen. However, it just fell flat, unfortunately, which is a bummer because I know they've been trying to do it for a while, and it wasn't that good. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you've seen the first one, you've essentially seen the second one. It's just the humor in the second one isn't as good. There's some scenes that are pretty funny. Some of the acting is pretty decent, but it just seemed like the main characters, the acting just wasn't the best, especially from Kenan Thompson. He had some funny moments, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like he didn't want to be there. It's hard to explain. Like, just watch it and you'll be like, oh, I get it. It just kind of seemed like they didn't really care that much. But essentially, the plot of this movie is the same as the first movie, just they changed a couple things. They even had some of the same sequences. So, like in the first one, Dexter and Ed, played by Kenan and Kel, they get an order from a celebrity. That celebrity is Shaquille O'Neal, almost said football player, basketball player. And it's this whole like sequence that's actually pretty funny, and it's just enjoyable to watch. They tried capturing that with a different celebrity, but that Dexter's niece, not daughter, niece, who works at Good Burger, is really excited to meet, but it fell flat. It's hard to explain. They tried taking moments from the first movie, rehashing it into this one, try to make it a little bit more modern, and it just didn't work. Like I said, it's a bummer. I really wanted this movie to be good. It just wasn't that good. There are some funny moments in it. There's some cool cameos. If you've seen the first one, you'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Like, that's cool that this person came back for a cameo. But that's really about it. It just kind of feels like they were like, nostalgia, let's make this movie. That's it. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. And unfortunately, like I said, not that good. If I had to rate it out of 10, 5 out of 10? Not even. Probably like a 4.5 out of 10. Yeah, it just, like I said, it just felt like they were like, nostalgia, let's do it. And it just wasn't that great. Wasn't that great. There was also a couple weird, like, dream sequences that it didn't feel right. Like, the Good Burger movie, the first one, it was, like, kind of somewhat grounded in reality. Obviously, there was, like, the bad guy who's using a chemical to make the burgers bigger. Not the best. I mean, I get where they're going for. But, like, all the other characters were somewhat relatable. This one, not so much. They all kind of felt dumb, in a way. Not all of them, but some of them just kind of felt dumb. And there's some exposition that they said in the beginning of the movie that did kind of pay off. And it's like, okay, I get it. It felt like they just wrote certain characters just to do certain scenes, and it really wasn't that good. There's also a relationship between Dexter, Kenan Thompson, and his niece that we're supposed to kind of care about. Don't really feel too much about it, so I feel like they should have maybe set it up a different way. I don't know. I don't know how they would have fixed it. Maybe set it up to where they actually gave us, like, hey, we haven't seen these characters since like 1997. It's currently 2023. Like, let's give us a little bit of backstory. They tried doing that by saying, oh, hey, we haven't seen each other in like 5 or 6 years. And it's like, that's cool, but we as an audience haven't seen you in forever. So even if they just did like pictures or something like that, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they would have fixed that. Or maybe just rewrote everything. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like I said, I really wanted this movie to be good because I'm a huge Good Burger fan. The first one, like I said, it's easily in my top 10 favorite like 90s kids movies. Easily in the top 10, if not top 5. Like, it's that good. And this, unfortunately, it just fell flat. So it is what it is. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of Good Burger 2? Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, you guys rock. Stay rad. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.